mean, it was really just a full break of everything you need to learn, basically the A to Z.
From where to start, exactly what to do, how to do it, all the systems and programs.
The resources and things that were given throughout the training was just phenomenal.
What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. Happy Good Friday. Welcome to the Deal Desk. Listen, if this is your first time tuning in, you're in for a treat. The way this works is you can head over to the ri2box.com, submit your leads. All the guests I have on have agreed to make live calls. This is not pre-recorded. This is live. You're going to see the good, the bad, the ugly. I'm starting to bring up people that I like in the industry, that have been invited, that are respecting the industry, so I'm looking forward to it. Head over to the ri2 box to submit that. And we're going to call some leads. So today's guest is CJ. We're going to get to know CJ a little bit more. This is your first time hearing about him. He's one of the top investors in this industry, one of the top closers, has an amazing community of people that he loves to support and help close some more deals. So let's bring him right up here. CJ, welcome to the Deal Desk, man. I've been waiting for this.
What's up, man? What's
I'm
up?
looking forward to it, man. How you doing?
Listen, I'm great. You know, first and foremost, man, I'm excited to be here. All right, we've been talking about this for a while, I think, at this point. I really like what you're doing. I like the thought, the concept of the Deal Desk. So let's get into it, man. Let's get busy for sure.
Awesome. So who is CJ? What's his background? How did he get into
That's a good question. Yeah, it's like this weird story. So it's like, it's like this thing I say all the time, right? Like I'll make a short story long. All right. So, I got started, 12 years ago now. So I really got started in 2010. All right. So in 2010, I've been trying to get into the business for a while, really couldn't get any traction, couldn't get anything really moving. And, I started wholesaling and started wholesaling pretty successfully. If you were around then, right, you remember this is in the midst of the Great Recession. The market had kind of flatlined. And I saw very quickly that there was a big opportunity in fix and flips. So I got into building or fixing and flipping affordable houses. At the time, we had a $6,500 tax credit for first-time home buyers. When I saw that, I researched, what was the average home price for a first-time home buyer in my market. And I started buying and flipping those houses to first-time home buyers. That year, 2010, we ended up doing somewhere around 35 to 40 houses and really used that momentum to really scale and grow. I didn't pay myself for the first 2 years of being in business. I kept the job that I had, making $15 an hour, reinvested everything that I made those first 2 years to buy more property, to buy land, to really scale. From there in 2013, beginning of 2013, I started building houses. I bought a house sight unseen, which is a problem that I've got, Steven. I've got this problem, man, where I buy houses without looking at them. And this problem goes way back. All right, this problem goes way back. So I bought a house without looking at it, looked fine from the outside. We go inside the house and it's essentially falling down. There's no roof. It's caving in. There's mold everywhere. So my contractor says, hey, man, you're not going to be able to renovate this house. All right. You need to tear it down. So we tore it down. I built my first house. Then I got into home building. So I built a ton of houses. I'm building 36 houses right now in a partnership with the city of Richmond and a local nonprofit here that's focused on affordable housing. So that's a project we're working on here in Richmond right this second. And then got into apartment investing. I'm selling a 23-unit apartment complex for $3.6 million right now. In 2017, all right, I almost lost my shirt, literally. All right, I almost went bankrupt. I built this big operation, big business, and all these things were happening, a ton of revenue coming in. My monthly overhead for my business was $200,000 a month, which is insane. All right, we had 26 active projects. It seemed like every dollar that came in was going directly back out, and wasn't getting able to pay myself the way that I needed. And so I got back into wholesaling. I hired some business consultants at the time. I'm a huge advocate of hiring the people you need to help you in your business. Hired some business consultants. I had a construction business, had a development business, an investment business, a wholesale business. They looked at everything. They go through my financials and they say to me, why are you not doing more wholesaling? If this business has this little overhead, this much profit, why are you focused on all these different things except doing more of this? And I had no answer for that. I had no legitimate answer for that. And so we shifted the business. We shut down the construction business. We canceled all of our construction contracts. We sold off a lot of our flip inventory at the time. I had lots that I was sitting on, houses that I had that were pre-development. We sold off a majority of those projects, and we focused our time and energy and shifting back in wholesaling. And it's been a wild ride ever since, man. That's for sure.
Wow, man.
Now I'm on the deal.
That's what was that?
I said, now I'm on the deal. Now I get invited to the deal desk.
I had to get you on here. I've been trying to get you on here for a while, but you're a busy guy. But I'm glad we got you on here. That's incredible because you kind of start off in a position where people don't really like. Some people go straight into wholesaling, use those funds to maybe flip and stuff. You were kind of doing the other. So if you had to choose between maybe renovating a property or wholesaling, I'm assuming you choose wholesaling right now.
110%, man. 110%.
Been there, done that. So,
absolutely.
One thing that I like what you said is reinvesting, right? A lot of people get into this business, they may get their first check. Maybe it's a $10,000 deal. They'll have a $9,000 vacation. They're back where they started. How important and how did you reinvest back into your company to grow it and to where it is today?
Yeah, man. Yeah, so it's funny, man. I've been having a conversation recently with myself and people around me about discipline and how important discipline is in itself in all facets of our lives and how we have to practice that. And for me, it was just merely that, man. It was just straight discipline. I had the foresight at 23 years old to realize, hey, this is more money than I've ever seen in my life. But my life's already been shit. Right. Like I'm already a college dropout. I'm already making $15 an hour. I already just had a child that I'm on child support for, making paying $11.50 a month. So my paycheck every 2 weeks is $175. I'm living at home with my mom. I'm playing with house money. I don't got anything to lose. Right. So everybody's operating in some weird sort of rush. And I don't know what that is. Right. But everybody's in this weird rush to get the things that they want, to have the material items, to be able to take the vacation, to be able to pay off the debt. And I just looked at it a little bit of a different way. I mean, I was already in debt, right? I already owed on my credit card. So how much worse could it really get, right? I'm already living with my mom. How much worse? I already dropped out of school. So like I looked at all these components, and to me, I had the conversation with myself and I said, what can I not do at 25 or 26 that I could do at 23? I could do all the same things. So the concept to me was, I'm going to put everything back into this. I'm going to grow and scale this as quickly as possible because I want to do this as a career, right? I don't want to do a couple wholesale deals or flip a couple of houses and be what I call a journeyman businessman. That's not what I ever wanted to do. I wanted to be Walmart, not the local bodega. And so I approached this kind of with that mentality and kind of knew that I had to put money back in to grow it. And then last thing I'll say on that is, because this is really important in what we're looking at right now as far as economically, for me, man, the concept also of understanding the time. Most people don't understand the time that they're in. Most people live and base things off the time that they've been in, not the time that they're currently in. For me, in 2010, it was very clear and obvious to me that a transfer of wealth was going to take place. It wasn't very difficult to look at historic home prices. One thing I've always done, every day I look at the active, pending, and solds for my market every single day. So it's never been hard to see where a market is flowing. And so I knew a transfer opportunity was taking place, and I wanted to be in the mix, man. I wanted to be a player. I wanted to make things happen. And to do that, you got to be willing to put some money up.
Yeah, that's amazing. Thanks for sharing your real story, because a lot of people try to portray like just a good lifestyle. Like a lot of people don't realize, they see the success, but there's a lot of sacrifice that goes behind these things. We've all been in a position where we start from the bottom, work our way up, but it takes a lot of sacrifice, and people go through overcome a lot of things in life. So thanks for sharing that. One thing you also mentioned is, hiring a consultant, a mentor, a coach. A lot of people try to try to learn this business on their own. And I was one of those people, right? And the thing is, you're going to either pay with time or money. It just depends how quickly you want to get there. Why is it so important to kind of hire a coach? What should you look for in a coach? And what would you tell somebody that's kind of on the fence about getting a coach?
Yeah, so like this is how I really kind of rationalize and explain it, right? Every time I speak on it at an event, every time I go to some networking meeting, everybody asks me the same thing. How did you grow your business so fast? How are you able to do all these different types of investing and this, that, and the third? There's one common denominator in everything that I've ever done. I've gone and paid for the information, right? And it was the concept of this, right? Like I'm a coach now, but I just started coaching 2 years ago. I've been in business for 12 years, right? So I went through business for 10 years before I ever tried to sell the product, before I ever taught anybody anything, said I had a course or any of that. And here's the thing, right? So in 2012, going into 2013, when I wanted to learn how to build houses, when my contractor says to me, hey, you're going to have to build a house. I did one critical step. I didn't know how to build a house at that time. I had no idea how to build a house. So what did I do? I called local home builders. I called local home builders, smaller home builders, and I found somebody that was willing to go to lunch with me. And I went to lunch with him, and I said to him, I pulled out my checkbook at lunch the first time I met the guy. I pulled my checkbook out, put it on the table, and I said, I want to pay you to teach me how to build a house. How much is it going to cost? And he looked at me like I was some sort of lunatic, which I probably am, right? And he, because this isn't like some internet guy. This is a local home builder here in Richmond, Virginia. And I'm telling him, I'm saying, listen, man, I want to know how to build houses. I want you to teach me how to do it. He says, look, man, I'll hit you back tomorrow. I didn't expect you to ask me to do this, da, 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 da. So the next day he says, hey, listen, man, if you pay me $3,500, I'll give you all my SOPs. I'll work with you through your first new build, and I'll make sure you understand how to build a house. Well, he did exactly what he said that he would do, right? He did exactly what he said he would do. He showed up to my job site once a week. He gave me his draft person. He gave me his contractors. He helped me with contacts at City Hall. He gave me all of his SOPs on how to build a house. I've made millions of dollars from that $3,500 check that I wrote him. And I think the misconception about coaching or paying for help is that, can you do it on your own? Sure. Yeah, you can definitely do anything that we're talking about, anything that somebody's selling you in a course, my course included. Yes. Can you do it on your own? 100%. Here's the harsh reality, though. 99.9% of people won't do it. All right. That's first and foremost. The second component to that is, see, look, I believe in one thing, man. I believe speed is life. And I believe in using a GPS versus a paper map. All right. I'm 30, 35, 36 soon. All right. So this is how I look at coaching. All right. My brother lives in Los Angeles. I'm in Richmond, Virginia. If we go old school, Steven, and I go get a map from the gas station like back in the day, all right, and I want to look at the map to get out to LA, can I get there? Sure. It's going to take a bunch of wrong turns. I'm going to end up stuck somewhere. It's going to take more time than it should, right? I'm a GPS kind of guy, Steven, all right? I like using a GPS. My program, what I do, coaching in general, is a GPS if you get the right coach. If you get off track, if you make a left turn, you should have went right, let's reroute you, right? If you need to know where the gas station at, if you need to know where the food is at, we can tell you exactly where everything that you need is at. So the concept that people have to grasp is, do you want to use a paper map and figure it out over time? Or do you want to implement speed to what you're doing? And do you want to get a GPS and get to your destination in the most efficient way possible?
Wow. I love that, man. And you have a very strong community, by the way. You got a whole bunch of people from the community here. Tell us about this UFAM. What is this all about? Where can people join? Tell us more about what you offer. I mean, do you offer courses, mentorship, community? Where can people get a hold of you? And also tell us about the UFamily. Yeah,
for sure, man. You can hit me up on IG. All right, right there. All right. Or you can go to startflippingdeals.com. But yeah, shout out to the UFam, man. Everybody that's in the building is one of my students. Much love, you guys. You know it's love. I started Charged Up University for a couple of reasons, man. When I started coaching 2 years ago, I took a look at the coaching landscape. I'm just going to be very blatantly honest, man. And what I saw was a bunch of people chucking courses. That's exactly what I saw. I saw a bunch of people just chucking courses and making boatloads of millions of dollars selling courses. But I saw people forgetting about the people. And for me, as somebody who has gone through struggle in this business, as somebody who started out 12 years ago and had to really build this thing up that everybody sees now and pats me on the back for, but there's been a lot of sleepless nights, man. There's been a lot of tears. There's been lawsuits. There's been all these different things. And I wanted to create something that could be for other people what I needed 12 years ago. You know, I had to build this without a solid mentor, without somebody having my back. I had to go out and put this together myself. I don't want people to go through the things that I had to go through. I don't want people to have those same mistakes, right? What I've realized in how I teach is most people just need the GPS. They just need a system. They just need something that can keep them on track and make sure they're moving in the most efficient way possible and making best use of their time. And so when I saw that everybody was just selling a course, what I realized was, well, if I buy your course, after I buy your course, now I got to go back to my regular life, my regular group of friends, my regular mindset. And I got to fight that uphill battle just to try to implement what's in your course. So I created a course with a community, with the focus on the community and the focus on the people. Because why not learn alongside your peers, right? Why not learn alongside the future Stephen Morales, the future Chris Jefferson, right? Like, we were all students at one time. We all had smaller businesses at one time, right? So I wanted to create a space, a community where people could truly get together in that fashion and communicate with each other, and where I could kind of entrench myself in it as well and grow it. So now we've got, 10 or 11 student coaches that do multiple calls a week. I do a call each week. We've got a community, group chats, a morning meetup call, book club. I mean, it's a lot of different things. It's a dope environment. So start flipping deals to check it out. Or if you want more information, hit me up on IG and we can talk about it for sure.
That's awesome. I love that you built such an amazing family where, there's a lot of people out there that sell a course, but I think where you get the most, pleasure from it is when you start seeing your family win with you, right? You start
100%.
helping other people out. They start actually applying stuff. And community, the benefit of having a community is we all hold each other accountable. We help each other out. We're there for each other like a family. And you make everybody win as long as they take the action and apply it. So awesome. You got a great family there. So Chris, you ready to make some live calls?
Let's do it, man. Let's do it.
And this wouldn't be YouTube.
I'm excited.
Click that like and subscribe button. So click that like and subscribe. Chris is about to jump on some live calls. The first one we have here is Mr. Pierce on Pecan Street over there in Texas.
Yeah, let me get this pulled back up. Let me pull it back up.
By the way, when these calls are over, guys, we're going to do a Q&A. So drop any questions you may have for Chris, and we'll answer them at the end.
All right, let's see, man.
It's got a bathtub on the front lawn over here, man. They do some arts and crafts over here. Some plates in the bathtub.
All right, let me see. All right, this is a cute house, man. This is a cute house. Let's see what we get. All right, he didn't give me an answer. Let's try this again.
This call, you must first enable international calling.
This guy's international.
Right. International. Well, we got another one on Williams.
Hold on 1 second. Let me try a different. I'm using one of my call services. Let me try direct from my phone.
Okay.
Your call cannot be completed at this time. Please try again
maybe
later.
maybe that's a dead number.
Okay. On to the next one on Williams Street.
William Street. What row are you on? 94?
It's on 107. 107.
Gotcha. All right.
calling.
Is it ringing?
Yeah, hold on.
There we go.
You guys hear it all right?
Yeah, we hear that. Okay.
Hello, you reached A1 All American.
All right. Which one you want to jump to?
Next one's in Georgia.
All right. What line number?
That is 108.
Okay, you're just going straight down. I got you.
Yeah.
See if we can get a pickup, man.
Yeah. This person wants to sell because retirement. They're looking to sell the property ASAP.
All right. Let's see. I'm trying to retire myself, brother. You know?
I don't think you'll ever retire, man.
Nah, I do this for sport now, man. It's sport.
I don't see myself ever retiring. I feel like I'd just get bored.
That's true. Me too.
Your call has been forwarded to an
Let me try this guy back again.
Okay.
Let's give him a nice little double tap. See, cold calling is just as simple as just picking the phone up and hitting call. Right?
That's right.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated.
All right, 109.
What do you usually do with people that want to retire? You know, and they're looking to maybe downsize or something. Do you treat those people?
Depends on the situation, man. So, yeah, first thing I look at when I hear retirement, that's a buzzword. It's like a trigger word for me. When I hear somebody, obviously we know that that's their motivation, right? But for me, my immediate thought is, do they own the property free and clear or not, right? So, like I've pulled up this particular property, which they do own free and clear. So, my business structure, kind of my business model, what I teach is when you've got an opportunity like that, somebody's kind of seeking out retirement. What I immediately kind of want to get to with them in conversation is, are they looking to cash out? Or are they looking for residual? So if you know somebody that's retired, all right, most people who are retired are very, very concerned about their monthly income at retirement. All right. They want to make sure generally when people retire, it's not like their income increases. All right. Their income actually drops down. All right.
Yeah.
So people can get a benefit of more monthly income that can be really of interest to them. So I'm always leaning into setting them up for a seller finance scenario, depending on what their price opportunity looks like. So if they have a price available or that we can agree to that is going to be great for a wholesale deal or a wholesale opportunity, all right, and I'll look into that. But I'm also going to weigh out the option of seller finance because oftentimes with seller finance, if structured correctly, you can make what you would make on a wholesale plus get paid every month.
Yeah.
And I'm into that. I like getting paid every month, man. You know,
Some people don't need the money all at once, and they maybe want to travel or whatever they want to do, play bingo or I don't know, what retired people
Yeah,
do.
but you know what? Funny story, man. While I'm calling this next one, back when I worked for $15 an hour, this guy that I worked with on my team, I used to go play bingo with him. Right, we didn't have anything else to do. We were broke. we would go to the bingo hall. It was filled with cigarette smoking old people, and we would try to win big at bingo. All right, but then I realized that wasn't going to pay me, and that wholesaling wouldn't. So we started selling instead.
I would never think you're the type of guy to do that stuff.
Bro, I'm a fly guy on the low, man. I do cool stuff, man. I had the marker with the ink on it and everything, man. It was a nice vibe. Vibe. All right, let's see what we got. Calling Park Boulevard.
Lenny. Get somebody on the phone.
Yeah, man.
Hello?
Hi, Lenny. How you doing?
I'm doing okay.
That's
Who am I
good.
talking to?
Yes, sir. This is Chris. We have been speaking with you about the property on Park Boulevard and seeing kind of what I guess we could do to help you guys downsize and, maybe get you the right number on this property and see kind of how we could help you out in doing so. Do you have a quick second to talk?
Sure, I can talk. Why not?
All right, there you go. First, I got to ask you, man, how's the weather for you over here in Florida right now?
It's very nice, sunny and warm, and a little humid.
There you go. I'm calling you from Virginia, so we got the humidity, Lenny, but we got a bunch of pollen.
What part of Virginia?
I'm in Richmond, capital city, man, capital city.
Okay, my daughter lives up there in I forgot the name of it, but not too far from what do you call it again? Charleston, I think.
Ah, okay.
Charleston or,
Charlestown.
not Charlestown. It begins with a P. It's a small little town
Portsmouth
outside. No,
or Petersburg?
no, not Petersburg. No, it's what's the town where one of our presidents was the school where the school is? Charlottesville. Is that
Charlottesville. Yeah.
Charlottesville is Virginia.
Yeah, there you go.
That's north. That's west.
Yes, it is. Yep.
Okay, so now I forgot what road it is. There's a little town with a P or something. I don't. I'll tell you in a minute.
All right.
Since you're in Virginia, you'll know.
There you go.
I'll look up the book.
Yeah. Go
Won't take
ahead.
me much time. I gotta start remembering it. That's where she lives.
So I'm letting him do his thing. I'm kind of leaning into rapport with the guy, right? He wants to tell me about his daughter in Charlottesville. I'm going to let him get that out. I'm not going to really go into a big conversation with him about it, but it's going to build a bridge with me and him. This is my guy, man. I like Lenny already, man. He's got a good energy.
Okay. You don't mind ladies? Oops.
Nah, I'm not in a rush, man. I'm hanging out with you today.
Okay, hanging out. Okay, wait a minute.
Lenny, why you looking for that, man? What made you move to Florida? Is that where you're originally from?
I'm from New York.
Lenny, I thought you were from New York with that. I thought you were from New York with the accent, but why is everybody from New York going to Florida? What's going on?
I don't know. I've been down here for 52 years, though.
Well, all right, so you're a Floridian now, then, right? Or are you always a New Yorker?
I know.
52 years.
Okay.
What took you guys down there originally?
Okay. It's Palmyra.
Oh, Palmyra. Yeah. That's right near Charlottesville.
I told you it's near Charlottesville.
Yeah. That's a good little area. I've been there once or twice. Yeah, it's like a suburb over there.
That's where my daughter lives.
Cool. Did she go to UVA?
No, she's older than that.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, yeah, Lenny, look, I was giving you a call. I know we've been talking about the property a bit, and we're definitely interested in it. The property you got on Park, but I just kind of wanted to make sure I kind of understood everything. And my goal, Lenny, so that you know, is to make sure that we get you the best offer possible. My goal is always to create a win-win solution that works for both of us. So I want us to be able to kind of walk away, do a deal together, and we both feel really good about it. And maybe when I come down to Florida next, man, we can get a pina colada, all right?
We need to find it again for me. Yes, find it again. I'm listening.
That's all right. So let me ask you this. I know from.
But I know where it is.
So Lenny, let me ask you this. I know.
My wife is going to. Go ahead.
No, that's all right. Lenny, if I know one thing, man, we got to listen to our wives,
Definitely. She's leaving now.
I got you.
Okay, go ahead.
So yeah,
I just wanted to find the page so I can.
Steven, let me know what unit number. I need to know the unit number on Park Boulevard.
Okay.
Yeah, so I wanted to touch base with you and and kind of see what we could kind of figure out here, right? So I know that the property.
Let me tell you where we are right now.
That'd be awesome.
We are. We're definitely moving.
Okay. When are you planning to move? I guess.
We are. When?
Yeah.
Next month.
All right. So you've already found a place. You already know where you're going. It sounds like.
Yes, we already have the place. I've already rented an apartment, a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, nice apartment near the pool up in Atlanta, near my daughter-in-law.
I love it.
Near the kids.
There you go.
And everything else. So it's all set already. Came back, and now I'm trying to.
So now I got his motivation. He wants to get to his grandkids near Atlanta. So let's make some money. All right, Lenny. So let me ask you this, man.
You want the facts? I'm telling you the facts.
I like how you do business, man. I like it. So I want to make sure that I help you get up to New York, spend that time with your family, man. I know how important that is, and it sounds like you want to see the grandbabies. Or Atlanta.
We're going to Atlanta, Georgia.
Absolutely, man. So we got to get you.
Too cold for me. I'm not going back.
I'm with you. We got to get you some money so you can get with the grandkids and hang out with them. So I got a couple of questions, I guess. So I know the property's kind of in good condition. I need some cosmetic updates. Is it that, is the property, kind of dated and needs some additional work? And what was the unit number, by the way?
It needs carpeting, and then as far as that, and it needs painting. But the painting is only because 2 rooms were the bedrooms. 2 bedrooms. One was an office and one was a bedroom. But the downstairs where we lived, we have everything's in beautiful shape and conditions. Everything. The brokers have already, coming in and talking about it and so forth. I haven't given it to anybody at this particular point. Got
it. And hey, listen, Lenny, real fast. They didn't give me, for some reason, I guess maybe when they sent this to me to call you, they left off the unit number. You mind confirming that for me real quick?
Number 7.
Number 7. I appreciate it, sir.
9,000, number 7. We've been living here for about 37 years. We're the original owners of this, and we've done a lot of repair. I would say repair of changing.
Gotcha. So just
change the kitchen, change the bathroom downstairs, change one bathroom upstairs.
Lenny's selling me. That's a great thing. That's a really great thing.
A beautiful addition back, another extra 220 square feet, a den downstairs that they never gave us. Put in what do you call it? All the closets are set with what do they call it? The proportion control. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm with you. So yeah, I mean, it definitely sounds like
that comes to the closets and they redesign it for you. We called them up and we had all the closets, the ones that we use in the master bedroom, all redesigned and it's divided and so forth. So it's perfect for a woman and perfect for a man. I got a closet that I have so much room inside there because we divided the closet up. Got a walk-in closet. We put in a floor up in the attic so they store things and throw away. But we cleaned it out already. We cleaned it out and got rid of everything because
you guys are ready to rock and roll. I like it. Yeah, I want to try to figure it out.
Rock and roll. I got rid of the furniture already. We're not taking the furniture with us. We're only taking certain pieces, like 2 chairs. Down here, the bedroom is all going with us because we need that. We rented a 2-bedroom, 2-bath apartment in Toco Hills, Atlanta.
Got it. Okay, so Lenny, let me ask you a few things. I guess. I guess most importantly, man, it sounds like you guys have done all the right things, throughout the home ownership, right? Of, kind of, doing the property maintenance, making sure things are good to go. It's a townhouse, so you've got the HOA that you told us about. I think you said that was around $600 a month, I believe. So I know they're keeping. All right, so with that much a month, yeah, I was gonna say, man, with that much a month, I know they're keeping it beautiful around the neighborhood over there.
It's up there and it covers the complete outside, the roof and everything else, and TV and water, but doesn't cover electricity, and does what else? I don't know. It's doing fine. You're getting all the value you can from what's going on, and the grounds is taken care of because it's only 59 units.
Got it. So I like it. I think it's a great property for us. We're looking for, something
It's
down
on the
there.
golf course.
Well, I'm trying to get my swing better, man. I'm working on it.
And it's on a golf course.
Yes. That's one of the reasons that we're really interested in it.
Because the golf course opens up to the people in for a nice man that wants even a second home.
Right. And that's what we're
vacation home. He comes down here with his family. It can be done that way too.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that we're trying to weigh is
all day long out here. Their children can swim in the pool, and his wife can go shopping, spending all his money.
Let's see if he keeps his energy when we talk price. Now I'm with you. So let me ask you this, because let me kind of tell you what we do. I guess, Lenny, what we're looking for is something that we can kind of use from time to time for personal use right now in the area. But then we're also looking to, I'm sure you heard the concept a lot, right? The, short-term rentals, things of that nature. Or we might buy it and hold on to it and rent it because, I'm sure you're like me, you spend a lot of time kind of, go ahead.
They won't let you do short.
So what I'm getting ready to do is I'm getting ready to plant a seed in him about the market and how the market is starting to shift. And I'm going to see if I can utilize that before I talk price with him to kind of work him down before we ever have a conversation about price.
Short-term rentals.
Yeah, for sure.
You're right from the beginning.
Yeah, because
I know this. I was on the board many times.
Gotcha. Well, let me ask you.
We never wanted it opened up to somebody to come in, buy something, and become a rental. No way.
Gotcha.
They own the property.
Well, and that's an easy fix because, like I said, we're looking for something that we can kind of plant our flag in. It's a easy flight here from Richmond, so it's definitely something we're trying to look to try to get accomplished and kind of take it off your hands and use it as a great, family opportunity for us as well. So I'm definitely with you on that and understood on kind of what can be used on the property as well. So I hear you there. Again, you guys have done some good work to it. It sounds like over the years. I guess my question would be, because you kind of sounds like you got everything kind of already lined up. What's the number that makes the wife comfortable? That it makes sense. And before you answer that, I guess the reason I'm asking is kind of from our position, Lenny, is we're looking to, pick something up. I've got a wife on my back also, right? That I gotta try to sell this on. I'm already all in. I want to try to make something work. I'm trying to get her on the same page with me as well. She's a little concerned because rates are starting to go up. The economy, the market is starting to make a bit of a shift. We don't know exactly where that's going to go. Certainly when it comes to property values as well. So I don't want to jump in anything where I'm going to be, underwater or potentially underwater if the market starts to adjust.
I was sent somebody, I don't know, I have it upstairs, anywhere from 420 to 480. They said, but if you want me to go upstairs, they said that's not they're saying that's the potential value. That doesn't mean that's the value of what we have at this particular point, but that's where they placed this property in, and that. But someone has to come in and look at it.
Yeah, so
yeah,
go ahead.
I'm close to that. I'm good for that.
Yeah, so let me kind of tell you what I see, right? So, kind of just taking a quick look around the neighborhood. I'm seeing one at 9100 Park. So, you could probably throw a rock at it, I'm sure. And that one was fully renovated. So if you take that address and Google it, that was unit number 10. It's got new flooring, it's got stainless steel appliances, the white cabinets, granite countertops.
I have stainless steel appliances also.
All right, that's what I kind of was trying to figure out. Maybe you mind telling me a bit what the house looks like cosmetically so I can kind of get an idea of that, and that'll kind of help me figure out.
It looks fine. It looks beautiful. I got all tile floor, 1,000 square feet of it downstairs or more.
Gotcha. Okay. So that one now, Lenny, that one fully blown out. And like I said, you can Google the address and it'll pop up for you there, like on Zillow, and you can see the pictures that I'm looking at.
Okay, no problem. I know everything that's going on here.
So on May 26th, I got you. So on May 26th, Lenny, that one sold for 285.
May?
So I'm dropping the number. Let's see how he reacts. He said 480. I'm telling him 285. Yeah, so I'm looking at the public record of it, Lenny. So on May 26th, and again, this thing's fully blown out, decked to the nines. You probably could eat off the floor in this house based on the pictures. That one sold for 285,000. So notice, I'm not saying anything when I say the number. He's been talkative. His energy's been high. Let's kind of see how he reacts.
So, what does that tell you?
Well, what does that tell me?
Worth it?
Well, I don't know if yours is worth it or not, but I'm just kind of looking at what's happening in the neighborhood. And so I'm just kind of, I got to go based off,
I don't know. Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah. So is it, are you interested in selling it, kind of around where the market is in your area, or are you kind of willing to hold out for, a number that's not really in line with the market?
I haven't listed yet. I have not listed yet, and I have a woman that's interested in it right now.
Why haven't you sold it to her? I'm curious.
Well, I'm waiting for her she's talking to her attorneys to get the money.
All right. I hear you. I got money for you, Lenny. I'm paying cash. So I'm not borrowing. I'm not.
She's paying cash too. And you want to know the price that I quoted her?
Please tell me. I'd love to hear it.
Sure, fine. 397.
I want you to notice change in his tone and how he's now agitated. So she offered to pay you 397.
Yes, right. Right now she's talking to her attorneys and everybody else to get so that she can get the cash because she's selling something else someplace else.
So Lenny, I'm gonna tell you what I know. I buy a lot of properties, man. I buy about 10, 15 houses a month, kind of all over the country. And I'm
not lying either.
No, I'm not saying that you are. Whatever. I'm going to give you some kind of just professional advice that I would give myself. Just this. I've been doing this 12 years full time.
You said take it, right? You're going to tell me to take it. I did.
Yeah, Lenny, you should take that and run for the hills before she figures out what's going on. All right, you got to get that money in your bank account before she realizes she's overpaying for it.
Well, let's see what happens. We'll know Sunday.
So when is she supposed to close? Or you already signed a contract with her?
No, we didn't sign anything yet.
Got it. All right. So you're going to know on Sunday if she's moving.
Yes, that's what she just called me last night. She didn't. She was supposed to. She called me this morning. And
so this is now a follow-up. Now I'm going to pull back on him right now so we can go to another call. I'm going to say something that might offend him. But it'll tell me if he's really motivated or not. All right, so let's see.
Time to be able, because she's got a house that she sold. Maybe
I got
$1 million or whatever the case may be.
So Lenny, let me ask you a question real quick.
She wants this place. She saw it. She has it. She was spent 2.5 hours here going over everything with her. Just the other day. She was recommended to somebody. Did
she show you? I guess she showed you a proof of funds that she had the money and everything.
Sure.
No, I'm asking. I mean, because I can show you. I can email you a bank statement right now. And let you know I'm serious and that I'm trying to do business with you.
Yeah, but so I'm serious too. If you want it, you have to offer me for 417.
Lenny, I gotta tell you, man. I thought you were a Floridian, man. You're a New Yorker for sure. All right, you're a hard bargain, man. You're a hard bargain. So here's the deal. All right, I want to buy it from you, but like I'm on Earth and you're on Pluto. All right. So here's what I'm trying to figure out. I don't think she's going to pay that much for the property. All right, you do, and you think that she is. And I hope that she does because I think you deserve the money. If she's willing to give it to you, because you guys have owned this thing for a really long time. Sounds like you got a beautiful family, man, and I know you want to spend time with the kids or the grandkids. And
to the point, instead of giving me all the
all right, let's talk New York business. Let's talk New York business, Lenny. All right, I don't think she can pay you that because she would be paying you almost double the market. Okay, so that being said. All right. When that deal falls through, I want to talk to you again and give you the money you deserve for the property. So you said you're supposed to talk with her on Sunday.
No, you don't want to give me the money I deserve for the property. You want to give me what you want to give me so you can fix it up and do more and sell it for the $475 that they want to list it for.
Hey,
Because you'll
look.
keep it a little longer and wait until the market changes, because it's not going to drop yet, but it will drop in another 6 months or 9 months. By the end of this year, the market is going to collapse.
Well, so we're on the same page, but Lenny, I mean, I invest for a living. It sounds like you're an intelligent guy. I can
I
tell.
know that your business. You got a business for a living. You got to make money.
I got to, man.
You're not buying something to live into, or something that you fell in love with, or you have an emotional attachment to it. You have nothing. Your money to you.
So I pissed him off intentionally, like I told you, because I want to see how motivated Lenny really is. All right. No. Say that again.
How old are you?
I'm 35. I started my business when I was 23.
How old am I?
Lenny, I don't know how old you are, man, but you're sharp.
How old am I?
If I had to guess, I'd say you're 56.
I'm 91.
You're 91. Seriously.
Seriously, I was born March 31, 1931.
Lenny, I gotta. Lenny, thank you for your service. Lenny, I got to tell you something. You know, business aside, that's a beautiful thing, man, that you're 91 years old. You sound like an extremely, extremely sharp guy. That is a blessing, 110%, man. So hats off to you. You know, I hope that I get to see 91, man. You've been able to see some.
I wish you luck. I wish you luck too.
Thank you, man.
Just be a good guy. That's all.
Thank you, man. You've been able to see some beautiful and some crazy things, I'm sure, man. You've been through some key moments of history.
And my wife, in June, we're going to celebrate our anniversary. So guess how long we're going to be married?
Longer than I've been alive. 53 years. No, 63 years.
Going to be 69.
69 years. What's the secret, man?
Yes.
What's the secret?
Happy wife, happy life.
Oh, man, the old saying is true. Old saying. So the wife said 397. The wife said 397.
You guys don't understand it. I'll never understand it either. Whatever the case may be, to keep her happy.
I'm with you, man.
They are unbelievable, but you can't live without them, and you can't live with them. So keep them happy.
No doubt about it, man. No doubt about it. Well, look, Lenny, this is what I'm going to do, brother. I'm going to give you a call back next week. All right. I'm going to let you see what shakes out.
And have your bank book ready to go to, because she's going to close on it. She's going to want it.
I hope she does. I really hope she closes on it for you, man, because you deserve all that money. But you got to move in 30 days. So if you can't work it out with her, let's just talk next week and let's see if we can make something.
If I can't work it out with her, I'll give you a call. I'll save your number.
There you go, my guy.
Text your number over to me.
I'll get it.
Give me your name and number.
Yes, sir. It's Chris. I'll get it. I'll text it to this number, Lenny. And if you don't get something worked out,
I can call you back and say. Either way, I'll call you back and say it's done.
Deal. I like it.
Done deal.
I want to know. All right. I look forward to hearing from you. I'm going to text you on this number shortly. Like I said, my name is Chris, and we'll connect back either way, man. It's been awesome talking to you. All right.
Either way, and then you can go see my. You're married, aren't you?
Yeah. Not really married. I'm building a rapport. All right. I'm building a rapport.
Well, I told you when we're going to be married 69, so she's about. I think 68 or 67.
Oh, wow. All right, Lenny, you're the man, man. I like your style a lot, man. Call me back. I'm gonna send you my info. If we don't do business, at least we can maybe hit some golf balls and break somebody's windows over there on the golf course. All right.
Okay, that's no problem. I'm doing fine. I'm sitting in the den that I made. I made this den.
That's awesome.
In front of my 65-inch TV.
Hey, man. All right. Well, enjoy that. Lenny, I got to roll. And get something knocked out.
I live in Florida where it's comfortable, and you're living in Virginia where it's...
That's Lenny. That's why I'm trying to buy the property from you so I can make some money and live like you, man.
That's okay.
Help me out, Lenny. Help me out here. I'm trying to make some money so I can live on the golf course. I'm over here buying and renovating houses and going to Lowe's every day, man. Lenny, you can't help me live to 91 if I got to go to Lowe's and pick up plumbing parts every day, you know?
I know that. I know. But I did that already. I did all the things that you wanted to do. So I did.
No doubt. Well, let's catch up next week when you give me a shout, and we'll talk some more. You keep me in the loop.
I'll give you a shout one way or another.
All right, boss. Have a good weekend, man. Happy Easter.
You too. Stay well.
Yes, sir. All right. So
that was like some of the best report lines I've ever seen on the show ever, man. Lenny's a 91. I had no idea the guy was 91. He does not sound.
He's sharp.
He's sharp. And his secret was happy wife, happy life. That's the secret.
That's the secret.
So how do you? Because obviously, I was looking at the comps with you. The ARV fully renovated. I might even show. Let me see if I can show you guys an example. Fully renovated. About $300,000. $300,000.
I agree.
So,
Yep.
He said that he had an offer for how much?
$397. He wanted $480 originally. Then he said he had one for $397, and that he hadn't listed it. So we encounter sellers like this all the time, right? So this is what I call a prideful seller. All right, this guy's very prideful about his property. He's prideful about his life, which he should be, right? He fought in the Korean War. He's moved to Florida and he's built a great life for himself. It sounds like he's great. Got great kids that are doing great things. And so sometimes when you got somebody like that, sometimes you got to let a man with pride do his thing. You got to let him get his stuff off and be proud of himself. So, my goal was to give him the space to kind of tell me his story, who he was and what was going on. If you paid attention, right, like in between those cuts of rapport, and my students know my style, right? Like my style is very much, I like to weave in and out of rapport constantly. I said weave, Stephen, because I know you box. Okay. All right. So I like to weave. There you go. I like to weave in and out of rapport. And my goal with rapport is to ask them open-ended questions. Okay. So I'm going to ask them things where they can tell me there's a part of their story, because in the story is the information that I really need to know. All right. So when I ask him open-ended question, then he starts telling me about property condition. I didn't have to say, hey, what was his name? Walter or Lenny, whatever. Hey, Lenny, what's the condition of the property? Mm-hmm. Right. I'm getting the information from him throughout the course of rapport. And then I'm redirecting him as needed kind of throughout the conversation.
Man, that was a really fun call to watch. Guys, hey, you ready to answer some questions, by the way?
Yeah, for sure.
Guys, drop any questions you may have right now for CJ about anything in your business, maybe something you're stuck on, maybe something you want a third opinion on. To build that kind of rapport with somebody that is asking a drastic price, because sometimes people ask like a crazy price, right? And most sellers are pretty savvy about the market right now, and they want a high price. And they try to take advantage by and it's sometimes a bluff or smokescreen, right? They may throw a number out there, not to say that's what Lenny did, but even today we're talking to sellers that they're just asking a crazy amount, a crazy price. How do you bring them back? Because you dropped the line. You said, "Hey, Lenny, like you're on Pluto, I'm on Earth, you're on Pluto."
Right.
I didn't know he was going to take that, but he took it pretty good, right?
Yeah.
How do you redirect people back to reality?
Yeah. Let me say something on that, right? So and so I call it you got to have your bag. All right. So I've got and this is an imaginary bag, by the way, y'all, but I've got I got this bag of bars. All right. And so it's when I say bars or lines. Okay. So there you go. My guy, this is one of my students, Joshua knows. All right. You got to have these, you got to have bars. You got to have bars. And so for me, I've got this big bag of bars. All right. But this bag of bars, it's the same lines with every seller. I'm just dipping into my bag based on the scenario or based on the person I'm talking to. So what I saw with him, he's a New Yorker. He sounds like a true blood New Yorker, right? Where he's very kind of straight to the point. He's going to say it like it is. He's not going to be short. And so I wanted to make sure that he knew that I can go toe to toe with him as well. So me being very clear in that moment, saying, hey, you're on Pluto, man, I'm on Earth, is letting him know that he's crazy, right? But I didn't have to call him crazy.
Right.
All right. I just told him he was on Pluto, So I was trying to let him know in that moment that he was kind of outlandish with the price. I do think that he's a seller, right? I just want to be clear about this. I think he's a seller with bad expectations. All right. I think he has a lot of pride in his property. This is a property. If you listen to the conversation, he lives in the property. He's having to move out of this property. So this is his primary residence. All right. So you should
years,
always,
I think you said, right? 37 years
so
you lived in that.
37 years. So you got to know that somebody that's been in that property for that long a time. It's his primary residence. He's a very prideful guy. This isn't going to be an easy transaction for him whatsoever. He likely will move to his new home before he ever sells this property, or he will get so close to moving, all right, that he can't afford to keep both. And then he'll have to become realistic very quickly. The moment that he becomes realistic very quickly, he's going to sell it to the person he likes. He's going to sell it to the person that he respects, and he's going to sell it to the person that he thinks can get the job done, because he has told himself a story about how much the property is worth, how much he could sell it for. So either the story is going to end up being true, which we can all look at the comps and know that it won't. Okay. Right. So we already know where this will go. He just doesn't know that yet. All right. And so when he finally lands that plane, we've all had those moments of like harsh reality where you think something and you believe something, and then all of a sudden one day you're like, holy shit, I was wrong. Lenny's going to have that moment here very, very soon. All right. Sometime within the next 30 days, because he said he's moving in 30 days. So very soon, he's going to have a moment where he says to himself, fuck, I got Chris Jefferson. I got to call him. All right. I got to call him. He's got money ready.
You're setting the expectations clearly. I mean, sometimes you got to tell people stuff they don't want to hear, but they're going to remember you once they come across that scenario. Like, I can't get this price. This contract fell through, you know?
Exactly. There you go.
All right. So let's answer some questions. I have a guy who has a property. He wants to let it go. However, his wife is on the mortgage and he claims she's locked up in jail. We can't get her to sign along with him. What can be done?
Yeah, so this is actually pretty simple. This is something that we ran into a lot. I'm not going to ask why she's locked up. All right. But what we like to do on this scenario is one of two things. All right. Now, first and foremost, the best approach here is to get in contact with the person's attorney. All right. So if she's in jail, she had a criminal attorney. Okay. That means that she has a relationship of trust, generally speaking, with that attorney. All right. So if she's open to selling, all right, you got to find that out first. You can't call the jail and say, hey, I want to speak to Stephen Morales. All right. So you got to first inmate search this person. All right. Find the information. What jail are they located at? What prison are they located at? Once you've had that, now you have to find their inmate number. What is their inmate number? What is the way to contact this inmate? Then you need to get them a letter and explain what the circumstance and situation is. Provide your contact information and also ask them to give permission to their attorney, because that's somebody they have regular contact with. Ask them to give permission to their attorney to have a conversation with you. And if nothing else, just get information and details. This isn't, saying this in this initial letter, we're letting them know, hey, I'm not saying we have to make an agreement today, right? But, this is just what's going on. I'm talking with your ex-husband. We want to make sure that you get properly compensated in this transaction as well, right? And we want to be able to get in contact with you. I understand the circumstances of your situation currently. Do you have an attorney that you trust and work with that we would be able to contact on your behalf? Let them know what is going on so they can properly counsel you on what might be the best steps forward. All right. So I'm not asking some person that's incarcerated. I know people that are in jail and have been in jail. Yeah. One thing I can tell you for sure is that trust is an issue. All right. And so I can't randomly write somebody a letter and say, hey, you should trust me to sell me your house. Right. I got to find, and this is important for y'all to understand. All right. Always find the trusted person. Sometimes when you're talking to somebody, that's their kid, husband, wife, their imaginary attorney, whoever. I want to know who their trusted counsel is. Everybody has, in our lives, we all have trusted counsel. When we have serious decisions to make, we all have that person in our phone right now that we call on that decision. All right. You should want to know who that person is for your sellers. All right. So that's one way to handle that. The other way is to contact, if they already are aware of the transaction and willing to sign. All right. One thing that you can also do is contact the jail. The jail has notaries in place, all right, that can facilitate getting these documents signed by people that are incarcerated. All right. So those are the two ways that we would handle that.
That's a lot of great information. Hopefully you guys retain that, because you will come across that. You got to know how to handle these kinds of things. All right. Walter, locking up a deal under contract over the phone, and how do you take the steps to getting the seller to the point of signing with you on a call?
Yeah. So look, this is something I talk about a lot. First, don't have the expectation they're going to sign over the phone. That's just being truthful, right? I think we've got, like you mentioned, right? We've got Closers Olympics. We've got even like your show, the Deal Desk, and all these different things. We've got people making calls on Instagram and YouTube and all this stuff. But it can also sometimes set an unrealistic expectation. All right. The point, I know Steven. Steven's an awesome guy. The point of these types of shows is to show you guys that it's not difficult to cold call. It's not as complicated as you might think, and that it's really a skill set and it takes time to develop and get really good at it. So you have to first remove this thought that you're going to call somebody today and get them under contract over the phone. The truth of the matter is, anybody who closes a lot of deals will tell you that very rarely happens on the initial call. All right. Like hardly ever happens on the first phone call. Most times it's going to take somewhere between 8 and 12 contact or touches with a person before they will ever sign a contract with you. So just put that in your brain up front. I'm going to have to talk to every person that says, yes, I'm interested in selling, on average, somewhere between 8 and 12 times before they're going to be willing to actually sign a contract. All right. So then the thought of how do I get them to do it becomes a lot easier. All right. How you get them to do it is you build a relationship. You educate them on the process. You let them know, hey, I'm going to send you a copy of our contract. I'm more than happy to go over it with you line by line over the phone. I know that I know that you're interested in selling to us, Steve, and I want to make sure that you fully understand. I would hate for you to open up the contract, see something that doesn't make sense to you and not have your questions answered. I'd be more than happy to go over that with you myself. Right. And so we're going to educate them through the contract, because understand, right? Like most people, when they purchase real estate, they traditionally purchase through what? A real estate agent. That's their trusted third party.
Yeah.
So if we're asking somebody to do an off-market transaction, there is no trusted third party in between. So you have to go be above and beyond in establishing your trust with this person to get them to sign your contract. Because that means if that you don't, that means one word in your contract, literally one word that they don't understand, that might just be a normal, regular word to you in your world. They will not sign your contract, not because of price, not because of the closing date, not because of the inspection, just because they don't understand one word and there's no trusted party present to help them. All right. So it's really on you to really educate the person by phone on your contract, how things work, and make sure that they ultimately feel comfortable. So in order to be able to truly do that, what I like to teach and what I explain to people, all right, is that you have to stop thinking based on money. I know my students, they're tired of hearing me say this, but it's just the truth, right? You have to stop thinking based on money. What do I mean by that? Every time people get on the phone, their expectation is to get somebody under contract so they can make money. That is not my expectation when I make calls. All right. When I do calls, and what I teach people to understand is when you're making a call, you're simply making a call to gather information. That's the point of the call. All right. What I just showed y'all, like what I just did with Lenny, I didn't have any interest in trying to get him under contract on that phone call. That's not our sales process. My goal was to get as much money as much information from Lenny as possible. He was selling me on the property. Yeah. All right. So I wanted to get as much from him as possible. And one thing that's important and what I'm trying to say here, it's never a negotiation until price is discussed. It's not ever a negotiation until price is discussed. That's why in the call I pointed out, hey, do you see how his tonality has changed? Because I told him about the comp that sold for $285. Before that, we're best friends. We could have been high-fiving. He's telling me how great the property is, how great he is, all these different things. So until we know that it's a negotiation from the start of the call to the end of the call, in the seller's mind, it's not a negotiation until price is discussed. So before price is ever mentioned, they're more willing to tell you anything they can about the property as long as you are willing to ask or give them the opportunity to tell you. So that's how you close over the phone. You don't have the expectation to get a contract. You have the expectation to get information, to then use that information to negotiate. And then you use that information to negotiate as many times as you need until you get the right deal. That, on average, will take you 8 to 12 touches to accomplish.
I love it. I think we should maybe do bonus content. Maybe we could interview Lenny sometime in the near future on the show.
Yeah, no, I like them. Man.
He lives in Tampa. I can't disclose the address, but guys, he lives in the Tampa area. I think that'd be very interesting. All right, a couple more questions. We'll wrap up here. I want to respect CJ's time. Question from Michael: how can I get the seller to call me back right before they accept an offer?
That's just rapport and relationship, right? So that's all strictly rapport and relationship. And you have to plant small seeds, right? So like one thing that I said to Lenny, he was continuing to emphasize that this lady was buying the property. I don't know if you guys caught this, but I asked him, I said, has she shown you a proof of funds? Right? I don't know if she has or not. I have no clue. But here's what I know, because everybody watching this will know. Most of you guys don't send proof of funds when you send your offers out. So I can make the fair assumption that most people that are calling Lenny are not sending him a proof of funds with their offer. Because let's just all be honest, right? Most wholesalers are not financially in a position where they can provide an actual real proof of funds in a bank statement. Well, I'm talking to him and I'm prepared, if he asked, to send him my bank account right now and show him a proof of funds, right? That changes the dynamic and structure in the conversation. So and you guys can go back and listen to this later, once I said that, he went from being agitated to now giving me mutual respect, right? Hey, even if we can't work a deal out, we're cool, right? Hey, I'll call you back, Chris, either way. Why was he willing to do that? Because I asserted my dominance and authority over him as well, the same way that he did to me. And so I created that mutual respect. So I can send him a text with my information. I could probably assure you that he would call me, right? Because we established that type of relationship. What most people are doing is somebody says they have an offer with somebody else, or they have somebody else that's supposed to close on the property, and you stop right there. You're like, oh, okay, hey, I'll give you a call back and see if that falls through, or hey, if that doesn't work out, give me a call, da 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 da. I might even ask them if they need help looking over the contract. Remember what I just said a minute ago. There is no trusted third party inside of the transaction right now. How trustworthy do I appear if my statement to Lenny is, hey, Lenny, look, I don't have a dog in the fight, man. I think you're a great guy. You've owned this property for 37 years. Like I told you, man, you really deserve to make a boatload of money on this thing. I know you mentioned, man, while we've been talking, that you don't have a real estate agent that's helping you out right now. Like I told you, I've been doing this professionally for 12 years. I buy about 10 to 15 houses a month. This is what I do for a living. You sound like an awesome guy, man. I've really enjoyed speaking with you today. Let me give you my email. I'm going to shoot you a text, Lenny, with my email. If you want to send me a copy of the contract and you want me to maybe take a quick look over it for you, make sure everything's up to snuff. Because again, man, if you're going to get $397, you 110% deserve to get that. I'd be happy to take a look at it for you. Make sure you're getting a great deal. And for whatever reason, man, if something falls apart, if it doesn't work out, I'm always ready to go. I still am interested in the property. We can probably try to figure something out, but ultimately I want to make sure I help you get as much money as possible first. What do you think he's going to do? That's Lenny. That's my guy. Like, we're cool. Like, this is my guy. All right. But you got to set these types of relationships up efficiently over the phone, right? Like I saw a message popped up while I was talking to him where it's like, man, people are trying to keep me on the phone forever, or these older sellers like to talk, which is true. But if you know that, then be efficient when you get them on the phone. I went on mute and told you guys that he was a talker. I think I said something like that. When you see that from somebody up front, it shouldn't trigger a place of annoyance. For me, it triggers a point of opportunity. That tells me if I get him talking, if I go into my bag of bars and I say the right things to him at the right times, he's going to give me everything that I need. So that's a good lead opportunity. It's just going to take some more touches and some good follow-up.
Absolutely. People do business with people they like and trust, right? You hear that a lot. All right. Last question. Do you have any favorite sales books? What are your best sales books?
Man, I get that question a lot.
Sure.
I would say, the classic, How to Win Friends and Influence People, for sure. Mm-hmm. A lot of people think that book is malicious. And I'm going to actually group 48 Laws of Power in that book as well. A lot of people see these books as malicious. And to be frank, they can be. And if we're all being honest, right? Like the tactics and the psychology that those books teach could be used for bad. And that's not what they're for. But if you take the principles from those two books and apply it to your approach to life, business, sales, you can make a substantial amount of money. Those books teach incredibly great information. Never Split the Difference is a good one as well that I would throw out there. I think Chris Voss, I believe, is the author's name.
Yep.
Never Split the Difference is good. I like that book because it breaks things down in a kind of almost an elementary way, which I think is important. Most people don't understand that sales is complicated. Most people don't understand that sales is a skill set and it takes time. Like Steven, I've watched you call, man, like you're a monster on the phone. I got a lot of respect for you on the phones.
Thank you.
And I can tell you're somebody like myself. Like when earlier in this call, I said I do this for sport. I'm not joking. I literally do this for sport. I approach it in that capacity. Why I like you so much, Steven, is because I know that you do the exact same thing. You approach sales and the psychology of it the exact same way. The people that are highly successful in this business understand that sales is psychology. They understand that it's something that you have to study. They understand that it's something you have to continue to learn over time. And you have to develop your bag, right? Like I've heard Steven on the phones plenty of times too. He's got his bag too that he goes into. If you listen to people that perform at a high level in sales talk, their lines are always the same. They just adjust it based on the avatar of the person they're talking to. Mm-hmm. So to get successful with this, you have to be able to define the avatar of the person you're talking to within the first 30 seconds of the phone conversation. In the first 30 seconds, you have to identify who is this person that I'm talking to? What type of person are they? What bag do I need to go into to communicate to them? And then now you've already got your bag. Now you just go into, it's like playing football, right? My students hate my sports analogies, but it's if I'm lining up against a defense and I'm playing offense, if I'm Tom Brady and I got to make an audible, we got a designated playbook based on defensive formations. All right, that's how the defense is lined up this time. These are the 10 plays that we could run against that defense. You have to approach this business of sales and talk to people over the phone the exact same way.
Awesome, man. Well, hey, man, thank you so much for hopping on here. It was a pleasure seeing you negotiate with Lenny. Maybe we can reach out to Lenny and bring him on the show at some point. Very interesting guy. That'd be interesting. But any last words you kind of want to tell the audience, people who are watching?
Nah, man, you can hit me up on IG if you'd like. The Chris Jefferson. Tag me up. I'll hit you back when I get a second. Startflippingdeals.com if you want to find out about how to become a member of the U. Feel free to check out startflippingdeals.com or hit me up, send me a message. Steven, it's been a pleasure, man. I appreciate you, my brother.
Thank you so much, man. All right, guys. Have a great weekend. Happy